Hey, welcome back. My guest in this segment is Kiril Mugerman. He is the CEO of Kintavar Exploration, trading on the TSX Venture under the symbol KTR. Kiril, welcome to our show.
Thank you, James.
So, Kiril, tell me about the project that Kintavar is exploring.
So, Kintavar is exploring a Stratiform copper, the project in Quebec.
Stratiform copper.
Yeah, Stratiform, not usual for this part of the world.
Right. So, where else in the world are there stratiform copper deposits?
So, the two most known ones are in the DRC. You've got the big discovery there by Robert Friedland, and then you've got the one in Poland that KGHM has been mining, I don't know, for 10, 20, 30, 40 years now. It's a project that starts in Germany and goes all the way into Poland.
Really?
That's how big they are.
So this is a characteristic of stratiform copper deposits, is that they go through their countries in length?
Well, it was part of a sedimentary basin before, within an ocean, and now they're mineralized, and it's usually one long unit that just you follow and follow and follow. In our case, it's actually a bit different, and that's why it never was discovered here before, because instead of being a flat unit that you can go and mine underground, this has been folded as part of the Granville orogeny. So instead, those flat units have basically got folded and refolded, and that's what we found on surface.
That's the stratiform.
That's the stratiform, but it doesn't look necessarily stratiform like in Europe.
Sure. Okay, so sounds like this has the potential to be a pretty significant deposit then.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when we found it, we had no idea. The original discovery by Noranda was basically, they thought it was a skarn deposit. And when we started trenching it, we realized right away that mineralogically it looks totally different from a skarn. And then we were able to connect that to another showing 15 kilometers to the north, and then to another showing in between those two. And then another trench opened up, and another trench opened up. Next thing you know, we saw that it's all part of the same sedimentary basin. So the entire sedimentary basin, the Michi, is roughly 30 kilometers long by 10, 15 kilometers wide, but it has been folded. It was probably originally a couple of 100 kilometers long.
Really? So might yet find extensions to it in Quebec.
Maybe we did already.
Yeah. So tell me, how have you financed exploration to date?
Look, so I put Kintavar public in March of last year, 2017. A little financing of $2 million to really get the things going. We started doing exploration. We came up with the Stratiform model. It was, let's say, not too many people took us seriously. Then we financed another $1 million in December of last year. We started drilling, and in January we drilled what became the discovery drill hole, 120 meters of 0.31% copper, no, 120 meters of 0.34% copper, then 130 meters of 0.31% copper. We got one drill hole of 206 meters of 0.2% copper. So I mean, really things started adding up quickly without us even targeting specific zones. I mean, we were just trying to put things together. Right. Now, since then, we financed $10 million based on the success of the winter drilling program. Out of that $10.2 million, half came from several Quebec institutions. The Caisse de Dépôt invested over almost $4 million into that deal. The other Quebec institutions participated. That's all hard cash. We did over $7 million out of the $10 million. So you usually see the opposite, mostly flow through and a little bit of hard cash.
Right.
And we did all this hard cash.
So now I guess the plan is to drill the crap out of it.
Yeah, so we focused on drilling since June. We drilled now 44 drill holes for a total of just under 9,000 meters.
Okay.
We published the results for 11 drill holes. Out of this, we got the brand new mineralized zone, Irene, that just got announced yesterday. Another drill hole, the best drill hole by far, gave us 82 meters of 0.4. That was announced a couple of weeks ago, and I've got 33 more holes to go. We even drilled one hole for pure metallurgy. So we twinned one of the previous mineralized holes, and we are sending that off for metallurgical work to make sure copper and silver are nicely recoverable at the same time.
Sure, and you brought a sample with you.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't argue when the mineralogy is just so visual, and you can see here bornite mineralization. And this grab sample is from one of the northern sections of Nasigan, and that is grading at 5% plus copper.
Huh, and this is a grab sample from surface.
That's a grab sample from a trench that we opened up this summer. Was one of the exciting discoveries of Nasigon South. Highest grab sample there was 9% copper and 0.8 grams per ton gold, 100 grams per ton silver. We channeled that. That gave us, I believe, 6 or 8 meters of around 0.8. Yeah, 8 meters of 0.8 percent copper. I mean, we've been finding zones. Every other week we were finding a new zone, basically.
Really?
So.
Wow. Where exactly in Quebec is this?
That's 4.5 hours north of Montreal. Okay. So that you start driving as if you're driving towards Val-d'Or.
Right.
But then you take a road to the right and you go into what's traditionally known today as a forestry region near Mont-Laurier.
Right.
There is no mining exploration. The closest exploration project that we have near us is a graphite company. So it's really not traditional exploration ground.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So infrastructure.
Infrastructure. So look, we have the roads literally bring you straight to the project.
Yep.
4.5 hours if you drive from the south, 5 hours if you drive from the northern portion. Logging roads, a full hauling road maintained by the logging companies. I've got 3 camps on site. One camp has 150 people capacity, another camp around 15, 20 people, and the third one around 30, 40 people capacity. And those are camps that I can buy or just come there, rent it, and use that for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. One of them we've been permanently renting, and they have power. So the camp with the 150 people, they brought their power line in 2013.
Wow. So it sounds like it's time for a JV with a major.
Let's just say it's been very active.
Right, right. Okay, so no major mining companies have yet participated in a meaningful, significant way.
They have not participated in the financing, absolutely.
Interesting. Well, that's quite exciting. Is that the only project in the company? Is this the main focus?
That's the main focus. So that's by far the flagship of the company. We cleaned up the property a little bit by buying out all the royalties. We bought the royalty in the southern portion on the Sherlock area for $50,000 in shares. So now the entire sedimentary basin is royalty free.
Really? No NSR?
No NSR.
Oh, well, that's attractive. Very interesting. So what are the big plans going forward?
So look, the objective was we have 3 corridors. Every corridor is 7 kilometers apart, roughly. And you have to work all of them because every area will have its own nicer and thicker mineralized areas. On Sherlock, we managed to demonstrate already 4.5 kilometers of continuity of mineralization, strike length.
Wow.
So now we are infilling. We are kind of taking it block by block. We are trying to get a block every 500 meters. And so Sherlock and Toby, they form one area. Then we got the Watson area that has another 500 meters. Elementary was an unbelievable discovery this summer. That's the one that took the extended mineralization to all the way to 4.5 kilometers. Then in the north you have Nasigon, that's a corridor by itself. There we roughly got 2 kilometers of strike length mineralization. And the corridor in the center, Hispana, we didn't really focus on it, but now as soon as the hunting season is over, mid-October, we are putting the drill rig on Hispana and putting the first few drill holes there. So the idea is we need to expand, and that's why we are going slowly, one drill rig at a time, working on Sherlock, let's say drilling. In the meantime, a team of geos and technicians are doing trenching in one of the other corridors. Yeah. So that way I'm expanding everything without necessarily just kind of over-focusing in. We don't want to focus in right now. We need to show how big it is.
How many shares out?
80 million shares, and fully diluted, it's 99 million shares. 99 million.
And at what price was the last financing? When did you do it?
The last financing was at 40 cents plus half a warrant.
Okay.
That closed on June 27. Flow through, we did a little bit less than $3 million on that one, and that was at 54 cents, no warrants.
And so, how much of that is left?
I have to look into it, but I'd say probably 1.5 million left in the flow through at least.
So you'll be doing another raise soon.
Look, we'll see. I mean, there were so many site visits during the summer, so we'll see where everything goes.
Right.
I mean, in total, out of that's what flow-through money is left. But
Right.
in total, the company has right now $8 million.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Fantastic, Kiril. That's a great introduction to the story. We're going to follow with interest, have you back after some
Absolutely.
more drilling, and we'll see how you're doing. Thanks for joining me today.
Excellent. Thank you very much, James.